Hey, it's Danny from Conscious Calisthenics here. So a lot of people that have watched my year calisthenics body transformation video, and yeah, if you haven't seen that, I put a link for it up above, ask how did I manage to transform my body where I went from this, where I'm super skinny, to being very ripped and muscular, as you can see in this after photo, which is around a year period after I started calisthenics, where I gained around 10 kilos of muscle. And yeah, for anyone wondering why my physique doesn't look as great now, the lighting is really not good here, so it doesn't make my body look the best, and lighting makes a huge difference with how you look. And yeah, some people actually say it's because I was using steroids, and that I do use exogenous steroids, or testosterone as some people know it as. And a lot of people will say, well no, he isn't, because he hasn't got really big muscles like people such as Kai Green or Phil Heath or a lot of these other like high-level pro bodybuilders out there. And what I have to say is there's a lot of people in all types of sports, especially in the professional sports area where people are competing, that have not got huge muscles and take steroids, which some people also call juice. And I can make a very good example of that. I used to be someone that was in cycling, and professional cyclists have been shown time and time again to be taking steroids. And if you look at them, if I show you like in this photo here, and then compare them to a professional bodybuilder, a lot of people would say, yeah, the bodybuilder's on them, the cyclist is not whatsoever. But it all depends on which type you are taking, how regularly you're taking it, what dosage you're taking, and so forth. And I know of a few different people, such as John Skywalker, which is a very well-known person in the fitness movement, that openly says that he is on the juice. And if you look at his physique in this photo, a lot of people would say that he is full natty, which means that they're natural and they're not taking anything exogenous. And there's some dogs running around that just freaked me out a bit, like, what is going on here? They're playing and having some fun, and I'll quickly show you. Like, look, going absolutely crazy over there. Yeah, that's definitely freaked me out a bit. Yeah, they're actually looking like they're trying to eat each other actually, rather than play. But yeah, back to the topic at hand. So yeah, just because someone hasn't got huge muscles doesn't mean that they're not on them. But yeah, I have mentioned in other videos I have not taken them whatsoever. If I was taking them, I would be completely open and honest with you, as I am with you in all of my videos. I always want to be completely transparent. And yeah, I think it's really bad when people are using these substances and saying that they've achieved their body naturally when they haven't. Then people buy their supplements or follow their information or their workout programs and dietary advice, and they're not getting the results. But yeah, let's continue on and move from that specific topic, because yeah, that's a whole discussion for another video, and I think I've spoke about it enough in this video. So yeah, there's many different reasons as to why I was able to gain around 10 kilos of muscle within 1 year with calisthenics. The first reason is I had hardly any muscle development across my whole entire body. And anyone fully knows that's into the bodybuilding movement or calisthenics or just growing your muscles altogether, is that when you get into training for around the first 6 months to a year, you get what is known as your newbie gains, which means within that period of time that I've just mentioned, you are going to gain the most muscle that you possibly can within that period of time. And then after that time, you're normally going to find that you will start continually gaining muscle, as long as you keep training consistently, doing everything else to maximize muscle growth, that it will start to only increase in a lot smaller amounts, and it will take you a lot longer to gain more muscle mass. So yeah, like I said, I had hardly the muscles. So yeah, by doing consistent, hard, discipline training, I was actually able to gain a lot of muscle mass due to that reason. And the second reason was because with my calisthenics training, I was doing specific hypertrophy training, which is type of training with calisthenics specifically, at least for me, where I was doing around a 6 to 12 rep range and doing it with really good form and not doing it really fast, doing it with a medium momentum, where it was really fatiguing the muscles and tearing the muscle fibers as much as possible. And the more you tear the muscle fibers, the more they're going to grow. So I was very specific with my training and doing this specific type of hypertrophy training. And with that rep range, I was normally doing 6 different exercises for 3 rounds every single time. And with most of the exercises on the first round, within the first 6 reps or so, it would really start to ache my muscles. So I was really pushing my body and my muscles to its limits. And this is where so many people go wrong. Normally, a lot of people are doing really fast reps and loads of them, which is not going to tear the muscle fibers as much as possible. It's not going to fatigue them as much as possible. Or in another situation, you could have someone that is not doing full reps. So for example, when they're doing pull-ups, instead of going like all the way up to the bar and then extending the arms all the way out, they may be just going like this. So you really want to educate yourself on calisthenics as much as possible to maximize your muscle growth. And if you're someone that wants to see some of the workouts that I have done to achieve the results that I did, I will put a link for a playlist up above where I have a list of videos in that playlist that shows you all the different calisthenics workout videos that I have on this channel, and I will be having more added to that in the near future. And the third one, which I mentioned briefly a little while ago, but I'll go into more detail now, is just being consistent with my calisthenics training. So no slacking off, no just doing training here and there. I was being very structured with my training. And I was actually only training around 3 times a week for around 3 hours, and I'll talk about that in more depth in another video, which I put a link for up above. And yeah, what I was normally doing was 2 upper body workouts a week, 2 different ones, and then also an ab workout a week. And yeah, a lot of people say to me in my calisthenics transformation video in the comments section and other videos, especially from the past, why do you have such skinny legs? Well, because I wasn't pretty much training legs whatsoever. I did it here and there, but most of my journey within that year period, I wasn't bothering whatsoever. But since that year has been over, I have been training legs on a consistent basis every single week, and my leg muscles on my calves and my quads and just all over my legs have massively changed and developed a lot now. So yeah, I will be showing you the changes with my legs in the near future in another video. So make sure that you are training consistently and do not slack off, and make sure that you are training to a very high intensity, because yeah, if you're not training that intense, you're going to need to train a lot more times within a week. And for me, I'm all about maximizing results with the least time spent on things. And who doesn't want to do that? Because most of us have very busy lives with jobs to lead and many other things to do as well. And the fourth one, and this is a huge factor which I've talked about in many other videos before, that is when I started my calisthenics journey, I still do it up to this current point, is actually embarking on the journey of doing daily intermittent fasting. If you don't know what intermittent fasting is, it's where you eat for a shorter period of time throughout the day and you fast for a length of a time every single day if you're doing daily intermittent fasting. So when I embarked on this journey, I was fasting on water only for around 16 hours a day and then eating for around an 8-hour window. And then as I got further into this journey, I started fasting even longer and eating for a shorter period of time, where I got to a point of actually eating 1 meal a day and only eating for around 2 to 1 hours a day, and fasting anywhere from 22 hours to 25 hours a day. And yeah, the reason why that is absolutely key for me to get the greatest results possible with transforming my body is it is shown in so many different scientific studies out there that intermittent fasting, when done long enough and done correctly, it can increase testosterone levels in females by about 130%, and in males anywhere from 200 anywhere up to 400%, as shown in some scientific research that is out there. And also at the same time, it has been shown in females to increase human growth hormone levels by 1,300%, anywhere up to 2,000%. And it also has been shown to massively reduce insulin, which is a fat storage hormone, and improve insulin sensitivity, and also get your body to produce an abundance of a hormone known as glucagon, which when this starts to actually be produced in an abundance in your body, it starts to burn your own body fat as fuel. So that's why I was able to gain muscle mass whilst also reducing my body fat percentage at the same time, because I may not have looked like I was fat, but I was skinny fat. So yeah, I had muscle atrophy, which means I had hardly any muscle, and I had also fat at the same time. So yeah, I actually did reduce my body fat percentage even more than when I was really skinny, and then transforming my body in a year period and gaining loads of muscle. But yeah, I also increased my muscle mass at the same time, which a lot of people say it's hard to actually increase muscle mass while burning fat, but intermittent fasting allows you to do that. And if you're someone that wants to learn how to do what is known as a 16-8 intermittent fasting method, which I explained to you a moment ago, I'll put a link for a video up above where I talk about that in more detail and how you can do it for serious weight loss. And also I will do a future video talking about why it's also great for increasing your muscle mass, because I need to make an updated video specifically on that. And for me, when I started this journey, I wanted to find out as many things as I possibly could to increase testosterone as much as possible, increase human growth hormone, and drop insulin as much as possible. Because it is very well known, especially in the pro bodybuilding movement, that they take synthetic forms of human growth hormone, insulin, and testosterone. So yeah, I wanted to find the most natural ways possible that weren't coming from chemical sources that give you loads of unwanted side effects and negative health issues and symptoms short term and long term. So intermittent fasting was one of those. And one thing I will mention before I move on to the next thing, a lot of people, when I say a 200 to 400% increase in testosterone, they say to me in the comment section time and time again, people, that you can only increase it by 100%. How can you increase something by more than 100%? So say for example, someone gets their testosterone levels checked and they have 500 nanograms per deciliter, and then they start doing intermittent fasting. If it went up to 1,000 nanograms per deciliter, then that means it's 100% increase. But if it goes up by 200%, then it would be 1,500 nanograms per deciliter. So I hope that makes full sense to you with that explanation that I've just mentioned. And number 5, for me specifically, and a lot of people do not do this because a lot of people just want to train and train and train, is making sure, for me, during that 1 year calisthenics journey and transforming my body within that period of time, that I was, and I still am until this point, I'd like to state that, making sure that I was resting and recovering enough. Because if you keep training and training and training, you're going to have a negative effect on your hormone production and just your health holistically, and it's going to have a negative effect on you maximizing your muscle growth as much as you possibly can. And for example, if you're training really hard, you're fatiguing the muscles, you're tearing the muscle fibers a lot, and you're not allowing the muscles to fully recover before training, you increase your risk of injury, and yeah, again, it's not going to maximize your muscle growth. So you want to be making sure when you're resting and recovering that you allow your whole body and your muscles enough time to recover fully before training the muscle group again. So that's something to be massively aware of, and something that would also come underneath this as well is making sure that you're getting enough sleep. Because for me, I made sure that the majority of the time, and I'm still doing it up to this current point, I've been doing this for years, going to bed around 8 to 9 p.m, which a lot of people, that's not necessarily going to be suitable for. But what you'll find is if you look into scientific research, your human growth hormone production starts to massively increase when you're asleep, and it starts to increase around 11 a.m. to around 1 p.m. So if you're not asleep by about 10 p.m, it actually has a negative effect on your human growth hormone production, because yeah, if you're not asleep, you're not going to get those full benefits of your human growth hormone production increasing whilst you're asleep. So yeah, just try and make sure you're going to bed as early as you possibly can. And one last thing to add to the sleep, at least before I move on to the next thing, is making sure that you're getting adequate amounts of sleep. If you're getting around 4 hours of sleep or even 5 hours of sleep, it's not going to give you the greatest benefits for improving your physique and your fitness levels and maximizing your muscle growth. Yes, there's a lot of people out there, such as Dwayne Johnson, that from what I'm aware of only sleeps around 5 hours, but he's taking a lot of external chemical forms of juice and so-called other substances out there that help him get the benefits that he's managed to with his muscle growth and actually sustaining it as well. But yeah, I don't want to go down the route that he does with that, and that's not something I want to be promoting to you as well, because I'm all about optimizing health, longevity, vitality, getting the best physique and energy levels, and optimizing hormone production through natural methods that have no side effects whatsoever. And number 6, which I only go into for a brief while because a lot of people are aware of this, is I made sure that I was eating an abundance of calories when I was eating. Yes, I was doing intermittent fasting, I'm still doing it now, but I wasn't calorie restricting whatsoever. So the amount of calories that I would normally eat within a day, I would actually eat just within a shorter period of time. So I was just reducing my meal frequency time rather than my calorie intake. And with moving to 1 meal a day, for example, I was eating around 3,000 to 4,000 calories within one sitting, which is quite a lot of calories to eat within one sitting, but I am someone that can eat a lot of food within one sitting. And when you've been fasting for say like 22, 23, 24, 25 hours, your hunger is very, very high, and you can just eat so much food within one sitting. So make sure you're trying to eat as many calories as you possibly can, and make sure that you're obviously getting adequate amounts of protein within a day. And for anyone interested in how much protein I was eating and what I'm eating now, yeah, it is varied anywhere from 50 to about 120 grams a day. And there's a lot of mixed information out there telling you need to eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Some people even 2 grams per pound of body weight. But I've seen scientific research show you need as little as 0.5 grams per pound of body weight to actually give you optimal nitrogen balance, which is absolutely key to give you the greatest muscle growing benefits possible. And you can only get that nitrogen balance through eating protein dense and rich foods. And last but not least is supplementation. So I researched so much about this specific subject to give me the best supplementation program to maximize muscle growth, reduce insulin, and increase human growth hormone production as well, alongside the intermittent fasting, doing that at the same time. So yeah, I found out about so many different supplements to give me those benefits, and the different ones that I was taking during that 1 year journey of transforming my body was zinc in anywhere from 25 to 50 milligram doses, because it has been shown in scientific research to massively increase testosterone and lower estrogen, which a lot of people have excess estrogen within the body, which actually makes your body retain more water, and it makes you gain more fat and retain that fat, and it reduces your muscle mass at the same time. So it's really good to increase testosterone while lowering estrogen at the same time. I was also making sure that I was taking a multi-nutrient supplement that has a broad spectrum of vitamins and minerals within it, because so many different nutrients out there give you all those different benefits that I've just mentioned, and also they just help you as well to recover in the quickest time as possible, reduce inflammation, and give you a whole host of other benefits, such as increasing your energy levels and your mood and your cognitive function. The list just goes on and on and on. And the third one is creatine, and I did make a video of showing my 30-day creatine transformation, which I put a link for up above. and I was taking 5 grams of that a day. And with the multivitamin, I forgot to mention, I was taking 3 to 6 of these capsules a day, always with food, because you don't want to take an empty stomach. Always make sure you take the zinc with food as well, otherwise it can make you feel sick. Creatine, always adding it to my superfood smoothie that I make every single day, that's very, very protein rich. And a very other key supplement to help transform my body, which I also found at the same time it massively increased my energy levels and improve my sports performance and endurance a lot, is actually a supplement known as DHEA, which is an androgen hormone, which actually means that this hormone increases testosterone naturally within the body. But what I want to state with this one, this isn't something that applies to any of the other supplements that I've already shared with you and the further ones that I'll show you later in the video. If you're under 30 years old, do not be taking this whatsoever, because your body is producing an abundance of this hormone on its own. So if you start taking it, it could just have very negative effects on you. So that is something to be aware of. And with this, I was taking anywhere from 25 to 50 milligrams of this once a day, normally on an empty stomach earlier on in the day. And when I've mentioned about this before in some other videos, people say to me, well, isn't that just an exogenous steroid or testosterone? No, it is not whatsoever. It's a completely different thing. It doesn't work like they do whatsoever. And it's something that you can buy in most supplement stores. Something that I mentioned briefly is quite a few people, when I've mentioned that I take this on a regular basis, that it is a form of testosterone or steroids, and it is not whatsoever. It is just a supplement that you can find in any general supplement store out there, and it's not something that you need to get prescribed by a doctor or buy in a pharmacy whatsoever, unlike steroids or testosterone. And last but not least, which is not necessarily a supplement, so to speak, but yeah, making sure that I was taking my protein powder every single day. And yeah, the protein powder I actually use and still use up until this current point is the Raw Organic Garden of Life's protein powder, that is infused with probiotics and enzymes, and that is one of the most easily digestible protein powders out there. I recommend this to anyone. Whether you're vegan, vegetarian, meat eater, no matter what diet you're on, I'd highly recommend it, because so many people have issues with whey protein or casein protein. A lot of them have been found to be very, very toxic and full of heavy metals and so many other substances in there that are really not good for you. And a lot of people get digestive issues with it, because there's a lot of people that are lactose intolerant. But this is a really easy to digest protein powder. It's also just going to help give you the best gut health possible, and it's just going to optimize your energy levels and health overall as well. So what I'm going to do for the supplements is put links down below for all these different supplements for UK, US suppliers, Canadian suppliers, and also worldwide suppliers as well, in case you're interested in them. So I've pretty much covered all of the main key things for me transforming my body within a year. But yeah, just remember that the huge thing with transforming your body is staying motivated, being disciplined with your diet, your sleep, your training, all of these different things, being consistent and never giving up, just pushing forward. There may be times where you want to quit and you may not be seeing the results that you want to be getting within a period of time, but just keep pushing forward, keep moving forward, make the modifications that you need to give yourself the best result possible. And there may be times where you feel that you are failing and you feel that you've just been knocked down, but pick yourself up and try again and again and again. And throughout my whole year journey, there was times that I didn't want to keep training and I had certain hardships happen in my life, but I wanted it so bad. I wanted it as bad as I wanted to breathe. So yeah, I just always pushed through and kept going no matter what, and I believed in myself and just did what I had to do to get there. And there's just a lot of people that just are not so motivated and driven, and there's a lot of people that want to change their body but they don't want to change it that much, and that's the type of people that will never succeed. And I'm not one of these people that want a quick fix overnight. I'm willing to put in the hard work, and that's why I'm able to have achieved the body that I've achieved, and also to be a full-time YouTuber and being able to live anywhere in the world and work for myself and live my dream life every single day and have the most optimal health that I've ever had in my life, and energy levels and all these other things as well, because of all the things that I've mentioned, and because I made the conscious choice to create what I wanted to create. And I didn't let any of my negative thoughts or beliefs get in the way, or any outside noise from other people saying I couldn't do it. Because yeah, if I do have anyone that says that I can't do something, it makes me even more driven to show them, yes, I can do it. So yeah, tell me that I can't do something, because I'll prove to you that I can. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you like the video, like it down below. And the sun seems to be coming right onto my head now, so it's a good time to end. And please share this video with anyone that you think would love to learn about all the different things that I did consistently to transform my body within 1 year with calisthenics, and gain around 10 kilos of muscle within that time period. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button down below to receive a lot more videos from me on a regular basis. And the videos you can expect to get from me are calisthenics workout and progression videos, informational videos on intermittent fasting and 1 meal a day, what I eat in a day videos, what I do in a day, and many other different videos to inspire you and motivate you to push yourself in the direction of gaining and maintaining the fitness levels, the energy levels, and the body that you desire as well, and teach you the right information to actually gain and sustain those results long term. So if those type of videos sound good to you, make sure you click that subscribe button down below, and you click the bell notification button next to the subscribe button. Otherwise YouTube will not notify you of when new videos are uploaded, and I have new ones coming almost every single day. So as always, stay fit, stay energetic, and go and get those gains. Peace.